Hi, I'm Vince Graves, Technical Advisor here at Seaga Manufacturing, and today we're going to discuss the LV2018 and a simple loading and setup guide for you. First, we'll talk about the outer door. You can see on your machine you have your T-handle and lock assembly. You'll have your own locks to put in, so this one doesn't have an actual lock cylinder in it. Turn it counterclockwise with a threaded screw to get it out. Over on the right side, we've got our LED display, backlit blue. We've got our card reader and bill acceptor in one, our spot to deposit coins, and our coin return button. Below, we've got our coin return cup where your customers can get their change. We've got two different delivery doors for pulling your selection once a vend has been completed. And you'll see we have 2 rows of 9 LED lit selection buttons. So this machine has 18 selections and 20 columns. We'll go over that in a little more detail here shortly. But all of these buttons are your backlit LEDs. Very simple to change and replace if you have any issue with them. As we open our door, we see our delivery system. Again, 20 selections and 18 columns. We've got our drop sensors here, our vibration sensors, same top and bottom. As we go to our outer service door, we have our loading chart, our 2 delivery system doors. Down below in the bottom part of this outer door, we have refrigeration vents that create airflow for our condenser. So we want to make sure that we keep those clean. Our door sensor over here, this plunger is the door sensor. Obviously our cooling deck. To open our door, we have a safety latch on the left side. We push that up, and then it separates these 2 doors so that we can get to the interior of our outer door and our service door. Wiring diagram, if you need it, is here. One thing that's very important, we want to make sure anytime you're going to close your outer door, we want to make sure that the service door is snap back closed. We want to be kind of gentle when we're opening this, that we don't damage these hinges. They only go to a certain point and stop, and then you'll see it'll pull the main door. But we want to make sure we're careful we don't rip our hinges off of our door. And if there's ever a situation where you close the outer door without the 2 being snapped back together, it can be very difficult to get this interior door out again. So we want to make sure before we close that we're snapped together. Once you're inside of this door, you'll see your LED light tubes, your live displays for your flavor cards. Very simple process here. We got thumb screws for everything, so there's no tools needed. When we pull those thumb screws out, this whole display will fold down towards us and slide your flavor cards in and out through the guided channels. So a very simple process of changing those flavor cards. Again, we got our delivery doors. Behind that, you can see the setups for our LED bulbs here and our lit buttons. Just a few wire spades. They screw in and out. Everything's threaded. No tools necessary if you ever need to swap any of those out or you have any issues. This whole drink chute can be pulled out again with thumb screws, so there's no tools needed. We've got our telemetry device over here. Same thing top and bottom on the outer door. We've got our control board here. Above that, we've got our high gain antenna for your telemetry device. Bill acceptor below. Our coin mech below that with our overflow bucket underneath. One thing you'll want to make sure with your coin mech, if you're ever having any coin jams or anything, we want to make sure that this metal chute is properly aligned right above the funnel. There's just 2 lock nuts on the top there that you can adjust left or right to make sure that those are falling properly. But one thing to keep in mind with coin jams. Again, the bill acceptor and bill box, very accessible. The blue button, bottom right corner of our control board, is how you enter the service menu. And we can go over a couple of things that you can do with the programming in your service menu. To enter our service mode so that we can adjust prices, enter our programming modes, we just press this blue button in the bottom right-hand corner of our board. You'll hear a beep. Come around to the front of the machine. We'll see the first thing that comes up on our display is any errors that may be happening. To navigate our service mode, we'll use these 4 buttons on the far right on the top row. They'd be numbered 6, 7, 8, and 9. Number 6 is to go backwards, 7 and 8 are to scroll up and down throughout the menu, and number 9 is enter. So again, the far right buttons on the top row are how we navigate. 6 goes back, 7 and 8 scroll up and down, and 9 to enter. As we scroll, we'll see some different options on here. Tube fill if you want to fill your change up the first time. Coin payout if you need to empty a tube. Any errors that your machine might have, it'll give you the codes in the error section. Return to sales, if you hit enter now, it will go back into sales mode, which is also run off of the door switch. When the door gets closed again, it will go back into sales mode. Password is to get into areas like refrigerations, timed lockouts, and pricing. Test modes, again, if we hit enter on that, we can do a test vend. Then we'll have to scroll using 7 and 8 through the different options to select the column that we want to vend. You press enter, and then it will spin that one time. Also in test mode, you can test your relays and test your cooling deck. If we scroll back to password and press enter, our password is 7869. And now we have our access to a couple of different sales and inventory tools. The pricing program, some different options, exact change settings. The main one we want to look at here is our price programming. So we press enter on that. We have our options to price the entire machine at one price, or I can scroll up and down to select individual selections and what price I want to set them. So once I have scrolled to the selection I want to price, I press enter. I can scroll up and down in whatever increments that I have change filled for and set my prices, and then I press enter. The machine will come pre-programmed from us with everything set at $1, so you will need to go back in and set up your prices. Again, number 6 to go backwards. And it's very simple to change any of your prices, adjust temp sets, anything that you need to do diagnostic-wise through this program using our selection buttons. And as I said, once the door switch has been engaged, we heard our compressor kick back on, and now we're scrolling our welcome message. Again, back on the inside of the machine, one of the most important tools here is going to be your loading chart. We've got 10 different examples of our different groups, which combine different accessories to vend a variety of pre-tested products. So it will tell you your load capacities, what group you need to be as far as accessories. It will name the accessories. And then we've got our sizes and our descriptions over here. It also gives you a brief synopsis of your retainer clips and a picture of all of your spacers and accessories, which we will also show you in the video as well. As you can see, our delivery systems are identical. The retainer clip that we mentioned has a locking tab. You just push up on that and it will fold towards you so that you can load or check for jams. It's also very easy to pull these in and out. They stick on tabs inside of the lane so that you can investigate your lane, change accessories, etc. There's a knockout tab on the right side that you can put the long part through, and then just pick the tab that you want for the proper distance. We want these retainers to be close to within a half an inch of the drink that's closest to you when you're loading, to keep them from moving around too much as the auger gets loaded. To pull a motor, we can go over that really quickly. We'll pull our retainer clip out. Again, we've got everything done with thumb screws so that there's no tools needed. We do advise that before you undo